Well, I know you hear about it in movies and TV and whatnot. I really actually genuinely did think that that was it. It was just, it was so surreal. It was like a dream. I thought for sure that we were gonna, when we crashed, it was just gonna be a big fireball, and that was it. I thought it was game over. Um, and then after the crash, there was fuel leaking into the, out of the wing into the cabin, and I thought,
Trying to read that.
yeah, yeah, I
It's
thought
kind of
that was
sad for
it.
him to think of.
I thought that was it too.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm a flight student, and we were just doing. It was supposed to be my last training flight, because I was supposed to take my check ride for my private pilot license tomorrow. Actually, obviously that's not going to happen anymore, and so we took off, and then we were maneuvering up by Makaka Falls, just doing some polish work, making sure I knew how to make sure I could get all the points marked off perfectly on the test. And that was for about a good hour or so. And by then we were like, okay, well, let's let's go back to the pattern and do some pattern work. So touch and goes. So like a short field landing or a soft field landing, like short field takeoffs and soft field takeoffs. And we got cleared into runway 3 for a right base. It's totally normal. And um, the instructor says, okay, well, let's do, we're here to practice, so let's practice. So we're gonna do a side slip to land, or I'm sorry, a front slip to land. So we come in and we do perfect execution of maneuver, get it down and land perfectly fine. And then he says, okay, well, let's take off. Let's go for another one. So we put the power in there because I was a student, so it was my lesson, so I had the controls. So hand on the yoke, another hand on the throttle. So I had the lock off and put the power in there, and wait till we got to 61 knots, and then we were able to pull back and start the roll out and start climbing up. And we had about 85 on the speed, and then the engine, it seemed like it started losing power, and the instructor caught on immediately, and I'm sure he assumed that my hand just slipped back a little bit, so he forced my hand forward as if pushing the throttle forward, which is what you're supposed to do, and it was already in there. So then again, we did what we had rehearsed, was a proper transfer of a formal transfer of controls, where the instructor will say, I have the controls, and then I have to say, because I'm giving him the controls, you have the controls. And so we did that really quick, and we were already at the end of the runway, and we were maybe 50 to 100 feet off the ground, and had no power. And normally, if we had runway left, we would have simply just nosed over, and we would have just got some airspeed up and just flared and just done a regular landing. No problem. We actually practiced that a lot because that's the worst case scenario. The problem was here is that there was no runway in front of us anymore. It was just the houses that were out there. So the only option there, which we also practiced, was we got to bank it hard and fast to try and get back to a safe place to land. Excuse me, which would actually be the grass on the side of the runway, if not the actual runway itself. So he had the controls, and we're banking it over, and we had the bank in, and it was just so fast. We lost a lot of vertical lift component because we must have had at least a 45-degree angle of bank in there, because we needed to get back like now. And I remember once we had it over, I was looking, and I could actually start seeing the blades of grass already. And we didn't even have time to key the mic and tell the tower what was going on. Normally we would declare an emergency, but we didn't even have enough altitude to do that. So the instructor just said, we got a problem, and then we hit. It was really that fast. And then we landed, or kind of, sort of. And then the plane actually was leaning off to its left. The left wing was low, and I came to, and should I go into this? It's enough? Okay. Yeah. But I was conscious for the whole thing. So yeah.
Like, what kind of injuries do you have?
Well, I shattered my left ankle, and also completely broke my right tibia and fibula. Those have already been operated on. I have a few lacerations here and there, like I have stitches on my eye, stitches on my knee. I do have some lower back pain, but that's just, we did the CT scans, and that's, there's nothing going on there. It's just a simple, it's just tightness and muscle guarding going on, just trying to protect the back. And I have a complex maxillary fracture that goes down into an orbital fracture as well. So it's basically fractured my cheekbone and right into my eye socket. And yeah, that's about the extent of that.
He actually called and left a voicemail on my cell phone. You know, we were scrambling for tax stuff at the end of the year, you know, tax year, and he left us a message, and he sounded very coherent on the telephone. And so then we called back, and the nursing staff did a great job of apprising us of what went on, and then we flew over from Oahu.
Tell me your gut reaction as mom.
Oh, you know, nobody ever wants to feel this about their child, but when the nursing staff spoke and said, right now he's good, we were okay with it. You know, we just have to do what we have to do to move on, and the medical center's been wonderful, and the first responders did an excellent job of trying to stabilize the 3 victims in this crash. And you know, and we certainly wish, you know, the flight instructor well. I mean, he's an excellent instructor and a good friend to our son, and the other students, pilots, well in their recoveries, because we understand, you know, they're very seriously injured. So it's got to be very difficult for them and their families.